Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse, the Flash movie Flash. This is Barry Allen from the Flash movie, played by Ezra Miller, and this is going to be the Flash from the main universe that crossed over into Michael Keaton's universe. He's in a new suit. I got this guy at Target today, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, The Flash. Here he's in the package. Looks like we have 4 Speed Force effects, collector's card, and a display stand. One side of the package, The Flash from The Flash. Other side says The Flash. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there's his barcode, in case that helps anybody. And on the back side, here's an image of The Flash drawn based off the film. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And unfortunately, this is the only figure they had at Target today. One lone figure is just chilling in the middle of nowhere. Who knows if they had the rest of the wave. Who knows how this guy got there. These guys are supposed to be street dated for April 15th. So they wouldn't even pull any from the back for me. Unfortunate, but happy to have one. Plenty more to go. Alright, now that we have this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. 4 Speed Force effects, collector's card, and a display stand. Before we take a look at those, let's talk about and check out this actual figure. So this is Ezra Miller as Barry Allen from The Flash, and this is going to be the Barry Allen we're familiar with. There are going to be a couple spoilers in this video, although I don't know anything beyond what I saw in the trailer. In the film, Barry Allen goes to the other universe. His mom's still alive there, but the universe is in jeopardy, it looks like. So he stays to defend the universe, and he turns that Barry Allen into another version of Flash, and they give him a repurposed bat suit. So this is going to be the standard Ezra Miller from Justice League. Upon first glance, figure just seems, I don't know, a little too thin, just kind of bland, kind of plain. Let's dig in deeper and see. Start at the face here. It looks pretty good. It definitely kind of screams Ezra Miller to me, at least a little bit. The chin, the face, but maybe it's just seeing him in the Flash outfit like this. I don't know. It is a different outfit from the last time. Paint job, I don't know. It seems plasticky. It doesn't quite seem like a human flesh color. Looking forward to comparing him to Zack Snyder's Justice League version. Very, very shiny suit. You can see the gloss shining all over him. It's pretty cool. He's got lines all over him. It's kind of busy. Makes me think of New 52. Lightning bolt on the chest. Very thin body. It's built though. You can see some of the abs here. Double jointed knees. Double jointed elbows. There is, looks like a light texturing on some parts of the suit. Overall, it looks pretty good. Like I said, just seems a little busy. And just a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. It's a typical McFarlane stand we've seen a billion times. Black perfect circle. It says DC on the bottom. It's got one peg for the pegals on his feet. It's very thin and basic. Now let's check out his collector's card. As you can see, it's a drawn version of the Flash from this film. The Flash from The Flash. On the back side, there is a description if you want to read that. Pause now. Now let's look at his Speed Force effects. There are 4 of them, and I'm pretty sure we've seen these before. Each one is a unique sculpt. They're cast in a semi-transparent yellow plastic. Looks like lightning. A little bit of give to it, but not too much. Here's Flash in a running pose without the Speed Force effects. And here he is in a running pose with the Speed Force effects attached. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's standing about 7.1 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. Now for his articulation. Starting with his head, of course, it can rotate from side to side. You can look up about that far, down quite a bit. It's going to really help when he's in a running pose, be able to look forward, straight ahead. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders, ball joint, goes out more than 90 degrees, up, down, around. Butterfly joint between the shoulder and chest area, increase the range of motion and cover that large gap bicep cut, double jointed elbows, they go all the way in. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. Ball joint his torso, rotate around, forward and back. Another one his waist, rotate around, forward and back, giving him pretty good range of motion in his torso area. Legs, completely to splits. Not a ball joint, McFarlane style hip joints. Go forward, about that far. Back, not much. Rotation's pretty good on him, very impressive. Double jointed knees, then his ankle, forward and back, rotate, tilt, rock, and toe articulation. Flash tells Batman, "I changed the past and created a world with no metahumans. When General Zod came, there was no one to stand up to them." Then Batman asks them, "Do you need some help?" Both the Flashes are in awe of Batman, just like we are. Here's Batman and Flash getting into the Batwing. They're gonna save the world. In fact, the multiverse. Later in the film, they free Supergirl. She joins up with them to stand up against Zod. A big fight breaks out between General Zod's Kryptonians and the few defenders of this Earth. A little more of an aerial view so you can see everything going on down below. Supergirl hits General Zod with her laser. He's taken back. The fight begins. I imagine something like this is going to happen in the film, but I imagine Batman and Supergirl and Flash are going to win. Here's an image of the Flash running. We have the Michael Keaton Batman behind him with his cape spread out, his signature style, and then the Flash running with Keaton simply standing behind him. Now let's check him out. Next is with our action figures, starting off with any figures related to the upcoming Flash movie. Here he is, next to the Ezra Miller Barry Allen Flash from Zack Snyder's Justice League. For now, I'm using him as the alternate Flash from this film. Of course, McFarlane made two variations of him, the regular and the Speed Force. And here he is, next to McFarlane's Ben Affleck Batman in his tactical suit from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Can't wait to get the new Ben Affleck Batman, although his face doesn't look very good, at least from what I've seen online. And of course, McFarlane made three variations of him as well. Here's his Flash, next to the NECA 1989 Michael Keaton Batman. This is what's going to fill in until I get the McFarlane version. This is a fantastic figure. I also have the Mattel Ezra Miller Flash figure. Here are all of my Ezra Miller Flash figures that I have. Here's his Flash, next to all of my Michael Keaton Batman figures. NECA, Mezco, and SH Figure Arts. Here's a Flash in his new suit, fitting in with the rest of the members of the Justice League. Fits in pretty good. A little bit bright compared to them. Here's his Flash, next to the Injustice 2 Supergirl. This is the only Supergirl McFarlane has made so far, and she's going to fill in until I get the Flash movie version. And here, next to a bunch of Mattel, General Zod, and Kryptonians from Man of Steel. I got a bunch of these on clearance a long time ago, and I'm happy I did. Now let's check him out, next to some other Flash figures. Here he is, next to the McFarlane Rebirth Flash. And here, next to the Ezra Miller Flash from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Then, next to the Injustice 2 Barry Allen Flash. And here, next to the CW TV show Grant Gustin Barry Allen Flash. Then, next to the Page Punchers Barry Allen Flash. And now, next to the Barry Allen Flash from Speed Metal. Here are all of the McFarlane Barry Allen Flash figures they've made. Still need to get the alternate one from this Flash film. Now, Barry Allen isn't the only Flash or Speedster figure McFarlane has made. Here's this new Flash, next to three different versions of McFarlane's Wally West Flash. Then, next to all three variations of their Jake Garrick Flash. And now, next to both versions of the Wallace West Kid Flash. And here, next to the Reverse Flash. Then, next to Godspeed. Here he is, next to the Dark Flash. Here are all the different McFarlane Speedsters that I have so far. In order to be fully caught up, I still need to find Impulse, the Flash in the Reaper Pursuit from the Flash film, as well as Dark Flash from the Flash film. I'll be caught up if I find those, at least for a couple weeks. Although who knows, the way McFarlane's cranking these things out. Now let's check them out, next to some other Barry Allen Flash figures. Here are all the McFarlane Barry Allen figures they've made. And here he is, next to all of my DC Direct Barry Allen Flash figures. Then, next to a Noble Toys Bendy Figure Flash. And now, next to my Mattel Barry Allen Flash figures. 7-inch versions of the Flash are not the only versions McFarlane has made. In front of you, we have the 3-inch version of the Barry Allen Flash, the 4-inch version, and the 7-inch version, all from McFarlane Toys. Here are all of my different Barry Allen Flash figures. Now let's check them out. Next to some other figures from the DC Cinematic Universe. That's a live-action shared universe that the Flash is going to be the newest film in. They are going to be making some figures from Aquaman 2. And so far, this Barry Allen is the only figure I have from the Flash film. The film before that they released figures from was Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Here's Flash, next to Shazam and Wonder Woman. Before that, they made a wave from Black Adam. And before that, they made a wave of figures from The Suicide Squad, also part of the DC Cinematic Universe. And before that, they made a pretty cool wave from Zack Snyder's Justice League, finally giving us the DC Cinematic members of the Justice League. And even before that, they made a couple figures from Wonder Woman 1984. This is in the very early days of the McFarlane DC Multiverse. And the earliest film in the DC Cinematic Universe they made figures from is Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey. Personally, I would love to get some figures from Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad. Now let's check them out. Next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the Titans Wave, Collective Build Beast Boy. Then, next to the Arkham City Riddler and the Arkham Knight Earth 2 Batman skin. Here's Flash, next to the two most recent McFarlane Mega figures, Calabac and Fulcrum Abominus. Here's Flash, next to the gold label Walmart exclusive Beast Boy. And shout out to my boy Seth for hooking me up with 2 Vampire Jokers. I should have them the day after tomorrow. Then, next to the 4th wave of Page Punchers, this is an Aquaman themed wave. Aquaman, Aqualad, Black Manta, and Ocean Master. And now, next to the Dark Knight Trilogy wave, Collective Build Bane from the Dark Knight Rises. Here's a Flash, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Kyle Rayner Blue Lantern, and the Amazon exclusive Tim Drake Robin. And here he is, next to the Dark Knight's Metal Gladiator Batman, and the Kingdom Come Armored Batman. Then, next to the Con-El Superboy, Duke Thomas the Signal, and both versions of the Jake Garrick Flash. Then, with the most recent Batman wave, we have the Hush Batman, both versions of Catwoman, both versions of Mr. Freeze, and the Infinite Frontier Joker. Here's Flash, next to the Walmart exclusive gold label Vampire Batman and Eradicator. And here, next to the Target exclusive gold label Deadman and Flashpoint Aquaman. And finally, here he is, next to the Amazon exclusive Batman Family 5-pack. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, with more McFarlane Toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, next to some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures, here's the Flash, next to a plastic spoon. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here he is, standing with some NECA figures. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. Then, with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here, with some Mafex figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a good Flash figure. He strikes me as a little bit too skinny, a little bit too busy. There are some holes at the top of his shoulders that bother me in certain poses, and he could really use an alternate pair of hands. He has running hands, which are great for a running pose, but not so good for just casually standing around. Sculpt and paint job are excellent, no issues there. Articulation is very good, seems like they improved the thigh rotation. His accessories, these P-Force pieces, they're okay, but a little frustrating. They don't quite fit onto his arms and legs as much as I'd like them to. If I were to rate this figure, probably give him a 7 out of 10. He's good. It's not great. Kind of teetering more on the lower end, maybe 6.5. A little too glossy, but that works for his outfit. Looking forward to getting the rest of the Flash Wave. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.